in
Something
HD.
relatively exciting.
Yep.
We'll see.
No.
Bandai Namco.
All right.
Wow. Motherfuckers punching each other for the Namco. Bandai Namco. Tekken Project presents. All right, let's do this.
Let's do this.
Damn, I'm gonna missiles.
Yep.
War and destruction. Damn. What? Whoa. I thought this was a tournament of fighters. Why is the world being blown up?
Well, ever since
Jin took over,
ever since Tekken 6, it's
war
pretty
was
much
coming.
been like
we're
perpetual
World
War
War
III.
III factions
All right.
showing up.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So this is kind of.
It says several decades previous. I can't stop him.
Who is son of a damn mountain?
Yep. See, this should be a dead giveaway right here.
A debt? What debt?
Yeah.
Seriously?
So wait a second. What is the man doing here? The man, Goukiness, Akuma.
He's
What is he doing?
Whoa! Ow!
Well, they still have that Tekken X.
I understand
that.
But this is canon.
But
no, an air fireball, really? Seriously? A helmet. The man. So is he gonna play like a Street Fighter or a Tekken player?
It looks like he's gonna play like a Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Characters.
Yep.
Characters.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Tear it up. Fight. Show that gameplay. Yeah. Go get. Yes.
Yes. Sidesteps.
And they give him the third strike. Looks like.
I think that was an intro or an outro, but if he has that, that's very dangerous. Oh, also. Oh, whoa. Even Kazuya? Wait, he has to go after them both and vanquish them? What debt does he have to pay back? Wait a minute. I'm totally lost here. So they made the man.
Whoa.
They made this man, one of my favorite characters ever, a part of the Tekken storyline. So, wait, decades ago, why does Akuma still look the same? All right, look, I'm not going to tear this apart.
Okay, all right.
But
that said, all right, this is video number 3 of our Geek Weekend review. We've just sat down and watched the Tekken Fated Retribution announcement trailer, which, spoilers, they have revealed that Akuma, Gouki of Street Fighter canon,
the man,
is going to be part of the Tekken 7 game. Yeah.
Who's going to start this? You guys are the Tekken players of the bunch.
Okay, I will let you two guys go into it because I kind of have a theory, and that's because of playing another game, Project Cross Up.
Okay.
Okay.
And that I have not played
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm just saying.
All right.
Virtual Fighter snap into it.
I have no idea where to even start with this because, for one, Gouki being in the game, let alone being part of story, is a whole new concept to me.
Yeah.
All right. This is coming from someone who's played Tekkens from the very beginning. I understand the storylines for the most part. Yeah. And there's never been a mentioning of the man.
Yeah.
Until now.
And they've, the storylines have gotten bigger and more ridiculous with each and every installment.
It's true.
I'm not going to complain about because I'm not looking for, I don't know,
reality.
No, I'm not looking for the Odyssey out of a versus fighting game. Okay.
Yeah.
The way they went about it is that Akuma was always a part of the situation. Then he was always there. Yeah. If he's talking to Heihachi's wife.
Yeah, Kasumi.
That means that
Or
he was,
Kazumi.
he was always a part of the picture somehow.
Yeah.
He was always in the shadows. He was always in the background, and he's coming now to destroy these guys.
Yeah. I mean,
What debt does he have to pay back?
I mean, here's the thing.
She better not have taught him the style. No.
Because sitting here and I'm thinking about it, and the fact that Heihachi is the only person who doesn't have the devil gene in his family.
Yeah.
Could that be something that's relevant to the rest of their kids?
It better not be. It better not be explained that Akuma has the devil gene.
Well,
No.
Or
No.
nonetheless, that's what they decided to call it in the freaking Namco world.
Yeah.
Gotetsu better not be a devil gene.
Yeah.
So Ryu has it as evil Ryu. No.
Well, the silly part about a lot of this is that, with if I remember from Street Fighter X Tekken, the way that they had explained it was there was like some sort of shadow or something. I can't recall the terminology that they used, because there were alternate forms of each and every of the characters, all right, which pretty much coincided with, like, if you're playing Ryu, then you could play pretty much, in effect, evil Ryu with a lot more power, and everything was overpowered for him. Same thing with Ken and all the other characters, and everything else. All right. Now the funny thing is that with Kazumi showing up in Tekken 7, basically what they're doing here is that they're it's kind of like the days of future past, and they're hitting reset again. All right. As stupid as it sounds, it almost feels like they're hitting reset, because it was like, okay, there's all this other shit that happened way before, because they, which, if you start digging into the Mishima's past, they've got
So
Heihachi's dad.
Wait a minute. Time out.
Yeah.
So is Kazumi a daughter of Heihachi, and Heihachi just came in and took the name?
Well,
because the devil gene totally skips him. The grandfather had it. His son had it.
Yeah.
Jin has it, but Heihachi doesn't. Is Kazumi the focal point?
Yeah, I don't know at this point. I'm pretty sure Heihachi is an actual Mishima. Nothing has been brought about him not actually being a Mishima.
It could be in this one.
They might be retconning things again. What is funny though is that the guys, what I was saying before, the guys who do the Project X Zone, Namco is actually the guys who do the publishing of that, distribution. Namco Bandai, they're the ones who do the publishing and distribution of that, not only in Japan but also here in the States. So they might be crossing the signals, getting some ideas, getting thrown back and forth by those guys, because Project X Zone 2 is out next year. I'm getting that for fucking sure.
Oh yeah.
I should have all the stuff I need to get that as well.
Yeah, I mean, and the way that they handle the storylines with all the characters. Let's set aside, the inclusion of Sega at this time, but pretty much all of the characters that are modern day characters, Chris and what's her name? What's her name? Chris and
Lily?
No, from Resident Evil.
Oh,
Claire.
Yeah. No.
Oh,
Jill?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jill.
Chris and Jill. All right. They've got also, what's his name? I believe Frank West from the Dead Rising. Then on the Namco side, they've got all of the different Tekken characters. Like all the modern day characters, they all know about each other. Okay, the way that they handle it is that they all know about each other. So they're treating the game world, all right, or the game universe as one big game universe. All right.
Okay.
So all the Street Fighter characters know all about the Tekken fighters. All right. Likewise, the guys from they know the guys from Virtua Fighter and everything else. Now, whether or not they decide to go ahead and bring Sega in, really fucking interesting.
Yeah.
But, the Virtua Fighter characters, unless they decide that they don't want to be associated with the DOA folk, I don't know if they're going to be breaking off anytime soon. All right. Well,
Dead or Alive is Koei, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
but there are Virtua Fighter characters in the last game.
Yeah.
I understand that,
Yeah.
but
Akira, Pi, and Sarah.
Sarah.
So, and the two characters that showed up in Project X Zone. The reason why I'm saying this is Akira and Pi. They're the two that show up in Project X Zone. All right. It's interesting. I'd say story wise, it's interesting, but I would say my biggest concern is how well is he going to deal with wave steps and side steps.
if you try to play him like Street Fighter and someone sees through that, someone's going to see through that.
Yeah.
But maybe he'll still have his teleport.
Yeah.
Maybe. Oh, this is basically a setup for Tekken X Street Fighter.
Yeah.
That's basically the setup for that.
Absolutely.
And it's like, okay, fine, I get that. I'm just worried about the canon story involved.
Yeah, I mean, because the thing is that with Tekken X Street Fighter, if you're somebody who's actually interested in the game, or you're thinking about picking it up, my biggest concern as a gamer who's a fan of both series is that, okay, how are they going to make these characters translate well over to a different?
That was my thinking behind it as well. Like just the sheer balance issue between having Akuma fighting these Tekken characters. Is it going to be as balanced as we hope it'll be, or is it going to be like when they put Ryu in Smash Brothers, where Ryu was just overpowered? Like,
but what about going against the rules like Street Fighter EX versus how Tekken players play? Is it going to be that way, or are they going, or like the Street Fighter characters, are they going to have side steps and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Are they going to have dashes? Are they going to jump as high, or you saw Akuma have his air fireball for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
So is Dawson going to stretch out if he's even there? So. Or the fireballs. All the fireballs, you're not going to take their fireballs away.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
But what about the charge characters, if they're there?
how are his supers going to work?
Right.
Are they going to be running around with
But remember how Sega did their Fighters Mega Mix?
Yeah.
The Fighting Vipers played a certain way, and they gave a lot of the Virtual Fighter players a lot of other things to do to counter all of that. Even, because they had the Fighting Vipers had the breaking of the armor, the Virtual Fighter people didn't. So maybe it's just a cross, just like they handled the Tekken characters in Street Fighter X Tekken. Maybe it'll be the exact same way, as far as saying, okay, we're going to give them certain elements so they can combat all the corner traps, fireballs, uppercuts, charging, and all that.
Akuma has his fireball. Tekken characters still do.
Well, you saw Heihachi do the side
in
step.
situations like for instance, if you're playing with Paul or Brian, you can kind of might be able to duck under some.
Yeah, like I said, wave step underneath it.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I don't think you'd be able to jump over it because they don't jump as high
They don't
anymore.
get that kind of height.
Yeah.
So it would have
Or
to
unless
be
they have
going
a
around
super
or
jump.
going under it.
Yeah, I mean it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking what they're doing is that they're like, okay, let's take a character who's like our typical control and system gameplay and everything for. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna use that, and we're gonna use him as the test subject to go ahead and see how we translate everybody else into the system.
Well, this is not the first time that Capcom has done this.
Yeah.
There was Akuma in X-Men Children of the Atom.
Yeah.
And then when that happened, they did their crossover.
Yeah.
X-Men versus Street Fighter. So they tested that out, and look how well that came out.
Yep.
So I'm not dismissing.
Oh no. If anything, it's more of a harbinger for the next game.
Yeah. And to tell you the truth, I mean, like a lot of people who might be on the fence with the game, is that I'm actually a lot more interested in picking it up now. Okay.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Well,
It's going to force me to get a
I was gonna be picking up a Tekken 7 anyway because, well, like I said, I've been playing Tekken since the first one. It would be
What about Tekken 4?
I
have to go.
I've played all of the Tekkens before. Yeah. I don't stand by all of them, but I've played all of them.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, 4 was a mistake.
Well, 4 was more of a transitional
4
one.
was good for Jin's transition.
Yeah.
But that's it.
It was more of a transitional one, but it's kind of 4 is kind of a puzzle to me because of certain system choices that they made. Yeah. Like the whole 3D movement thing and everything else, that was fine. All right. But considering that Soul Calibur and Soul Calibur 2 had, Soul Calibur had already been out by that time.
Mm-hmm.
It was just mind-boggling to me is that Namco could go ahead and put together a fighting system with full 3D movement where everybody moves so fucking slow.
They better not include Soul Calibur characters in the next Tekken mashup. It's possible.
Aside from Yoshimitsu.
Yeah. They did it for Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
They put Heihachi in the PS2 version.
I was gonna say if they give us another Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
If they do.
Look at how Ivy's dressed. She won't be allowed in the West.
That's a whole other conversation.
Okay,
yes,
fine.
Yes,
but yeah, that trailer was pretty interesting because Akuma is the one that made it the most interesting.
Yeah.
And I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to dismiss it. I'm not totally on board just yet because we got to see more characters.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they've announced all the characters and everything else, and I know that they've been going through live beta over there, and actually, Fated Retribution is actually like the second version of Tekken 7 for the arcade.
Oh, that's
Japanese
understood.
arcade.
Because I remember that Tekken 6 actually did that. They
Yeah.
had like multiple versions in Japan.
Yeah.
And then when it got here, it was just one full version.
Yep. So
I was actually out there playing the different versions of Tekken 6.
Yeah, I remember you sent me a video of them.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, there's different versions of this game. It's like, wow.
It's going to be pretty interesting when it finally comes here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
just can't wait for the finished project.
Say the least, I'll be getting it. I won't be getting it on launch, but I'll be getting it.
Yeah.
Are characters going to be earnable or DLC?
Or are they all just going to be unlocked to begin with, the same as Tekken 7?
Tekken 6 was like that.
If they do the Tekken Tag thing, I'm not going to complain.
Yeah.
I know Tekken Tag Tournament 2 right now.
As long as I don't have to pay $100 for it.
You know, or even worse, pay multiple
A
$100.
season pass?
No,
multiple
$100
multiple
for
renditions of 60s for extra characters.
Yeah.
And stages.
Yeah. For different suits.
Yeah,
Please don't.
Like they did with DOA.
Yeah.
It's like 137 for all the stages.
Please don't.
And it's like well over $400 for all the suits.
Yeah.
No. Please don't.
So now you guys know what not to do.
Yeah, exactly. So with that, guys,
Yeah.
thoughts?
Yeah. Just can't wait to see the final product.
Yeah. Bring it out.
They have the final and bring it to the West. Now, if they have a final product and they show more and it's like, and if the game is well balanced, then I see no problem getting it. I see no problem playing it and enjoying it. So, yeah.
I think it'll
be fun.
Okay.
But
yeah.
I'm kind of interested to see how the story turns out.
Yeah. Storyline is going to be very interesting because the man is there and yeah. But yeah, remember, people, video games are supposed to be fun, and I hope that this one's going to be fun.
Indeed.
Yeah. So that's our thoughts on the Tekken 7 Fated Retribution trailer.
Yep.
Once again, this is Theory, Reverend, and the Theme, and we'll see you later. Credits.
Peace out.